a homeless nudist. He was living in a storage locker, and he was an illegal alien from Canada with a rap sheet in San Francisco, we believe, so he should have been deported. But San Francisco is a sanctuary city.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you an update on the Paul Pelosi quote-unquote home invader story. There's a lot here, and I think there are more questions now after the fact than there were right when the story happened. First things first, now we have the name of the alleged attacker. He's a 42-year-old nudist, homeless person, illegal alien from Canada by the name of David Pepe. Now, this guy is very well known in local, I guess you would say, politics because of the whole nudist thing. You see, there was a wedding outside of City Hall in San Fran, and the person who got married was named Gypsy Taub, a well-known nudist. And this guy, David Pepe, was the best man. Now, I got a picture, but there's no actual nudity. You see this guy right here with the shirt off, right here, center frame. Okay, that is David Pepe back when this happened. And this person posted it, Stanley Roberts, blue check. That's him right there in the blue coat. That's a crazy view. I'm not quite sure what he's getting. Hopefully he's not getting too much to the ends and B's, but different story. I digress. Anyway, that's him right there. So when you see people talking about, oh, this guy is a pro-MAGA extremist and QAnon, I mean, I don't know. He's out there butt naked in front of City Hall. It didn't seem too pro-MAGA to me. And as a matter of fact, we got a lot more things here. And I'll link to all this in the description box. But let's check out where this guy may have been living. Now, this is a very interesting picture. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit on it. I got to open it up in a new tab here. I'm going to zoom in on this picture so you can see all the details. Let's zoom out first. So we see immediately the LGBT flag with weed flowers on it. Okay, right in the star field, you have a big weed flag and weed flags throughout the actual stripes. Okay, and let's zoom in a little bit on the house, shall we? Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. Now you see right here on this window, it says Berkeley stands united against Tate. Is that super pro MAGA, ultra MAGA, extremist, hateful, racist? Does that kind of line up with that? Also, here's another one. Did you see this? It says Black Lives Matter right there in the window. So we got LGBTQ elemental P weed flag. We have Berkeley stands against hate, and we have Black Lives Matter. Does that seem super pro extremist ultra MAGA to you? If it does, hey, maybe you're just one in a million. But we had quite a few more things here. Let's go first things first. There was a reporter on the scene talking about the whole nudist part of this story, and you're going to hear audio from him right quick. Just so you know, I'm not making this stuff up. And you know what? I cannot make this stuff up. This is way too extreme and too ridiculous for me.
Okay, so is this the dude that was a former, nudist dude? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is it okay to say any of that stuff? No? Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so, but we kind of have a working knowledge of who this guy may be. Hang on one second. Let me go see what they've got over here.
So they knew this guy was a nudist. They already knew that already. They knew that's what time it was because they already know him before. Because remember, he's out there in San Fran area. He was out in front of City Hall as best man at this person's wedding. They already know who he is. So this is not a person that is just a random guy that nobody knows at all. Okay, and I think maybe Paul Pelosi knows him as well, which is where this kind of gets weird. Remember the DUI from, what was it, a few months back where he crashed his car while he was drunk? Not only did he crash the car, he crashed his car into someone else's car, and he didn't get any kind of penitentiary time or anything like that. No slap on the wrist, basically. Well, allegedly, there was a male passenger in Paul's car who fled the scene. I wonder who that could have been. You tell me. Who could have been the male passenger that gets in the car wreck and then walks away like ain't nothing going on? Why did he leave the scene? Allegedly, potentially, perhaps. I'm not saying that this was the truth. I'm saying a little birdie told me this is what's going on. So let's just put that out there. And also put it out there that Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, will get drunk and do some things. We saw that when he was out there on the road driving drunk and crashed his car. We saw that. So this ain't nothing new for him to get inebriated and do some things. Now, here is the actual 911 call. We're going to play this right quick, or it's a piece of it, and you're going to hear how Paul had described this guy, David, in his house.
Northern 4-car, A priority 910, 2640 Broadway, cross of Scott and Normandy. Pepe 14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. Is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. 12 over back and copy.
A friend? So, I mean, so if you didn't quite hear that or didn't quite understand it, the person who called the police, who I presume would be Paul Pelosi, said they didn't know the guy, but referred to him as a friend. Now, people are trying to say this is kind of a secret call, kind of coded language, because if the guy's right there holding Paul Pelosi hostage, he doesn't want to say, oh, I got a home invader right here, I was at in the third. But you're on the phone with the police talking about, I don't know this guy. So if you say you don't know this guy, but he's a friend, that doesn't make any sense. Either you're going to say, hey, it's my friend, he's having a problem, or I don't know this guy, he's in my house, please send help. It didn't make any sense from what they were talking about for it to be a coded language type of call. Kind of like when you call in the police, like you might see in the movies, and they say, you know what, I'm ordering the pizza, can you please send 911, anchovies on it. If you hear that type of stuff, you can kind of put two and two together and figure out what's happening. But I don't think this was the case here. I think what happened was Paul Pelosi had invited a guest to his house. The guest got unruly, and then he decided to call the police. That's what I think happened. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, Paulie Boy just getting a little bit freaky. Allegedly, potentially, perhaps. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what happened, but let's just go through a few more things here, and we'll try to add it on up. Here's an excerpt from a Politico article. You can see the highlighted portion. Paul Pelosi was able to dial 911 himself after telling the intruder he had to go use the bathroom and then calling from there where his phone had been charging. Now, why is your phone charging in the bathroom? Why not in the bedroom like a normal person? Why not in a living room? Why not in a common area? Why is your phone charging in the bathroom? You know, I've had my phone charging many a place, but in the bathroom, why? Why is it in there? I don't understand. Oh, and to get to some more here, I think I said in the previous video that he had been treated and released. That wasn't true, so I got to retract that. Paul Pelosi's spokesperson said that Paul will make a full recovery, but he was still in the hospital right when that was going on. David the Pepe hit him in the head with a hammer and fractured his skull and then injured other parts of his body. You see, he had serious injuries to his right arm and hands, and Paul is 82 years old, so I guess that'd be pretty serious. I was watching Fox, and they said that Paul might have been in brain surgery. I'm not quite sure about that part, but I'm guessing if they are repairing your skull, maybe you pretty much consider that to be brain surgery, right? Because you're right there on your brain. But anyway, he got injured pretty severely. But the hammer attack happened right when the police were there. You see, when the police showed up, let me come back here so you can see me clearly. When the police showed up, Paul and David were wrestling over a hammer. I think it was a singular hammer. Some would say that Paul had a hammer and David had a hammer. I think it was just one hammer that they were wrestling over. And then David took the hammer from Paul and then beat him with it. And then that's when the police intervened. But the police were there before the actual hammer attack. That's what I'm reading. And if I'm wrong about that, y'all let me know in the comments below. Right. So let's go to a few more things here. Oh, I got a TMZ article. We got to just kind of skim through this. We don't have to really read it necessarily. They're talking about the whole quote unquote secret 911 call, all this, that, and the third. Yeah. I'm not really sure if I buy that. I think it might have just been, his young male partner that he was over there with having some fun with. That's my opinion. Don't nobody try to say that this is slander or libel, whatever. So here is, pardon me, here's the key. Let's see if I can. All right. So you see this picture right here? I don't need to play the video, but you see the picture? This is of the back, I guess you would say yard or back window of Nancy and Paul Pelosi's house. Now, if you can see right there, there's a glass window that's been broken. And you see right there, but the glass is on the outside. So I'm not quite sure how this works. If you have a hammer and you beating a glass window, does the glass fall outside like that? And then the pattern looks like there was force coming from the inside. I can't really tell. Maybe there's an impact going inward on the window, but you got glass coming out. So I think maybe what happened, because you got to understand, this is Nancy Pelosi's house, Nancy and Paul Pelosi's house. She's third in command to become the president of the USA. I think if something happens to Joe and something happens to Kamala, I think Nancy Pelosi would step in as Speaker of the House. And if I'm wrong about that, y'all let me know in the comments below. So you think it'd be a little bit more security? Now, obviously, Nancy Pelosi was not there. And if she was there, there'd be a whole detail with her, Secret Service and whatnot. It was just Paul by himself. But this looks like he was invited in, and then things got weird while he was there, and then the police got called on him. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he was just a nut and broke in. But, I mean, it's not really adding up. And they also found David Pepe in his underwear. Why are you in the underwear? I know he's a nudist, but why is he in his underwear, though? But, I mean, it's just so many questions. First of all, it's 2:30 in the morning. How'd you get into this house? Why are you in the underwear? Why is there glass outside like this? Why did Paul Pelosi refer to him as a friend that he didn't really know like that? It's just so weird. I think this was much different than what it was reported originally, for sure. But as I close, I want to say this. If this is like a lover's quarrel, I would not be surprised, not in the least bit, because DC politics is a lot of that LGBTQ action going on under the radar. That's why Madison Cawthorn pretty much got removed from politics, essentially, because he snitched. He said he was invited to a sex party by some of his colleagues who work on the Hill. Yes, that does go on, but they don't want you to know about that. The same thing as what's happening right here. They don't want you to know that it might have been something else other than a quote-unquote home invasion. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about this story? What's really going on? Do you think it's a pro-MAGA, super ultra MAGA extremist who wanted to go attack Nancy Pelosi on behalf of the deplorables and the right-wing ultra MAGA? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Was it some kind of lover's quarrel? Was it different than the narrative the media are trying to spin? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. I think this was much different than what is being reported. I don't think it's necessarily a political thing. And once more information comes out, once more details get revealed, I think the political narrative might go out the window. And I really want to hear from David DePape himself. He's not dead. They got him in custody. He's in jail. Please, listen, if you hear me right now, David, do a jailhouse interview. We all want to know what's going on. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.